In the kingdom of Zuwara, a princess was not allowed to love. She was allowed to obey. Her marriage was meant to bring peace between two powerful kingdoms. But she fell in love with the wrong man, a palace guard. And because of that love, a kingdom burned. Blood touched the palace floor. And war drums echoed across the land. This is not just a love story. This is the story of a love that started a war. King Oba Adeyemi ruled Zuwara with strength. His warriors were feared. His word was law. But Zuwara had one strong enemy, the kingdom of Kambara. For years, both kingdoms fought over land and trade routes. Finally, peace was offered. Prince Idris of Kambara would marry Princess Adesewa of Zuwara. No more war. No more blood. Just unity. The people celebrated. But inside the palace, Princess Adesewa felt trapped. She had never met Prince Idris. She did not love him. And love had already found her. Kofi was a palace guard. Strong. Silent. Loyal. He had saved the princess once when a horse went wild during a festival. That was how it began. A thank you. Then conversations in the palace garden. Then stolen moments at night under the moon. Kofi never crossed the line at first. He respected her position. But love is patient until it is not. One night she asked him, "If I were not a princess, would you still look at me this way?" He answered without fear, "I would look at you even more." That was the night everything changed. Secrets inside a palace are like smoke. They always rise. A jealous royal advisor saw them together. He reported to the king. Kofi was arrested at midnight. Dragged through the courtyard. Chains on his hands. Princess Adesewa screamed as they took him away. The king was furious. "You have shamed this throne," he told his daughter. The wedding with Prince Idris would continue. And Kofi would be executed before sunrise. But the king did not know something. News travels fast between rival kingdoms. And Prince Idris heard everything. Prince Idris was proud. When he heard the princess loved the guard, he felt insulted. He believed Zuwara had disrespected him. To him, it was not just about love. It was about pride. He convinced his father, King Bashir of Kambara, that Zuwara was weak. "They cannot control their own palace," he said. "Why should we trust their throne?" Peace negotiations collapsed. The wedding was cancelled. And before Zuwara could prepare, Kambara attacked. War drums shook the earth. It started at dawn. Arrows flew like rain. Warriors clashed at the kingdom gates. The sound of metal hitting metal filled the air. Horses screamed. Men fell. Blood stained the palace steps. King Oba Adeyemi led his army himself. He fought like a lion protecting its territory. Meanwhile, inside the prison cell, Kofi heard the chaos. An explosion shook the walls. Enemy soldiers broke into the palace courtyard. In the confusion, a young guard unlocked Kofi's chains. "Help us," he said. "We are losing." Kofi did not hesitate. He picked up a fallen sword and ran toward the battlefield. On the battlefield, Kofi fought like a man with nothing to lose. He protected wounded soldiers. He blocked arrows aimed at the king. At one point, Prince Idris himself entered the fight. The two men locked eyes. One fighting for pride. One fighting for love. Their swords clashed violently. Prince Idris was trained in royal combat. But Kofi fought with heart. The duel was brutal. Steel clashed again and again. Finally, Kofi disarmed the prince. Prince Idris fell to the ground. But before Kofi could step back, an enemy archer released an arrow. It pierced Kofi's side. He dropped to his knees. The princess, watching from the palace balcony, screamed. Seeing their prince defeated, Kambara's army began to retreat. Zuwara pushed forward. Victory was theirs, but the cost was heavy. Kofi lay bleeding. The king stood over him. This was the man he had planned to kill. But this same man had just saved the kingdom. The king looked at his daughter, then at the wounded guard. And for the first time, he saw not a guard, but a warrior. Kofi survived. Barely. Days later, in the royal court, the king made an announcement. This man fought for Zuwara when others ran. Gasps filled the hall. He may not be royal by blood, but he has proven royal by courage. Prince Idris returned to Kambara in defeat. Peace would no longer come through marriage. It would come through strength. The king turned to his daughter. If you choose him, you choose a harder life. She smiled. I choose love. This time, the king did not fight it. Sometimes love starts wars. Sometimes it ends them. But in the kingdom of Zuwara, forbidden love changed history forever. And inside those palace walls, love was no longer a weakness. It was power. One thing about love is that it may not come easy, but it always wins. The end. Follow. For more folktales.